Hi, this is Brian with Workshop Addict. Thanks for stopping in and watching our review of the Milwaukee battery-operated 2646 grease gun. There's a lot of things to say about this grease gun, but let's start at the top. First, we have a long 48-inch hose with another excellent tip. Tips on grease guns are very important when you get the jaws inside and you're connecting them up to your Zerk. Difference between a good grease gun and a bad one is going to be how it connects to that Zerk and how much pressure is allowed to apply. This has been great. We've used it in multiple situations, from excavators to small lawnmowers to this tractor, and everything's been good. The only issue that I have had is the hose protector on here doesn't allow you to bend as much on the hose area, so you have to be able to, fit into a certain area. On my lawnmower, I did have a little bit of trouble. I still had no issue using it, but I had to put a little pressure on it to get in the area. Something to look at. I might look for a 90-degree, Zerk fitting or coupler at the end to kind of help out with that situation. Packing this with grease, you have an opening here to let air out. You can also push in here if you have an air bubble to get things through. One of the things I really liked about it is you could set it down on the bench and it just sits there nice. It's very stable. On the area that pulls out here, I don't know if you can see it, but it actually will tell you like 1/4 left, 1/2 left. They're all in quarter markings. But that's kind of nice to know how much grease you have left in the gun. And that's important because this little guy it does have 2 speed settings, but on its highest speed setting can pump out 10 ounces of oil in a minute. So if you think about it, you have a 14 or 16 ounce cartridge in here. 2 minutes of pumping, that thing's done, or even less. So it's kind of important to know how much you have left. On the first speed, I believe it's right around 3.5 ounces, maybe 4 ounces per minute. On the low speed, it's 10,000 psi. On the high speed, it's 5,000 psi. Either way, you still got a lot of pressure, and on high speed, you're putting a lot of oil in. The few key features that I enjoy about this one, the LED light that's on the top, that's not operated by your trigger. It's simply operated with a push button on top, so we can turn it on and turn it off to see things, and it's not constantly on because sometimes you're just putting oil in and that guy would be hitting you in the eyes. So I like that. It does have a trigger lock, so you can unlock it, lock it right up top. And one of the really neat things to me is you have a constant on, or you can set this and roll it to put different amounts of grease in. So if you say, okay, I got 28 grease Zerks, you're in a business, my guys go out, they over grease things all the time, you're greasing stuff, you only want to put so much in. You can set this up, it goes from 1 to 10, and then 15, 20, 25, and 50. We'll demonstrate some of that later when we show you how fast some of this pushes out. But with that said, basically connected up. It is a single speed trigger, so your only variable is on high or low. This is on high, and there's way more than enough grease that's inside there. It's a fairly quiet unit. We've been using it, I think, about our 6th tube of grease through here. Still on complete full charge. It's been a great unit, more power than we could imagine, especially the 10,000 psi, especially when you're pushing out 10 ounces of fluid a minute. You can really zip through some really large grease Zerks. In fact, some of the excavators, the bucket pin in there, some of them when they get old, the seals go out, and there's a big cavity in the middle that you end up filling with grease. So it's kind of a waste of grease, but what happens, we're using this on it, and I mean, we zipped through 2 cartridges before we knew it, but we had that, all packed and full, and it's nice. We've used it on the farm a little bit for tractors, and it speeds things up. Some of the older ones that we've used are slow, where this one's chug, 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 chug. They go chug, chug, chug. And again, I'll show you in a minute the difference between high and low, but I think if speed was an issue holding you back from getting one of these, that's solved. So let's move over and show you how fast it goes. Quick overview. This is on low speed. We will pump out about that much grease. I'm going to switch over to high speed. So I mean, that's a pretty serious amount of grease. If we put it over, we're still on high speed and we only had it on 1 for a setting, it's going to pump out 1 little chug. And that's it. We'll go up to 10. And if we had it set so it just automatically goes to 10, and then it turns itself off. So that's nice if you have a bunch of fittings that you only want to put so much grease in. It works out very good. So, very powerful. Lots of grease can come out very fast. Nice unit. Lots of cool little options. I like this. It's a very nice grease gun, and in fact, the speed of it is kind of what keeps me going. It helps me to grab this out and say, okay, I'm gonna grease the lawnmower again, or do something that, you know, rather is kind of cumbersome, don't always want to do it. This makes it a lot easier. So the only other thing that we haven't gone over is the case that comes with it. Very nice, comes with the charger. The grease gun is set up to go in here, and the hose wraps itself all around the outside. So a very clean setup. Again, if you're looking for one, especially for speed, this is the way to go. This is Brian from Workshop Addict. Thanks again for watching our video complete. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button, or you can stop over at our forums at workshopaddict.com. Chat with us about tools, do-it-yourself, woodworking, metal projects, just about anything. We'd be happy to have you over and have you join the family. Thanks for watching.